up, tankers? I'm Blitz, and in today's video we're going to be continuing this sort of good tank with a really bad gun mounted on it, except this video is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, my E100 does not have the 150mm cannon on it. In fact, it has a much smaller one, a 128. So in today's video, I'm going to be comparing the 150 to the 128, and we're going to see which one is more practical. Now, in my opinion, I already have the mindset that the 150 is better. As you can see, it actually has better standard penetration, better premium penetration, and better high explosive penetration, and better damage per minute. So the only disadvantages it has is a little bit worse of reload time because of course it has more damage, and as well it has a little bit worse dispersion, but that's pretty much it. Aiming time is exactly the same. So in my opinion, running a much larger gun with much more penetration would be the better option because you don't have to pull out as much, you don't have to expose more of your armor. So there is a bunch of advantages with the 150. However, does that mean that the gun is better? Not necessarily. So in today's video, we're going to be testing it. Now, I don't like the look of this tank with the 128. It looks kind of puny, and it also causes people to kind of rush you. If you're running the 150, you are not going to rush an E100 because, yeah, it's a 150. If it gets an HE into the side of you, that's almost 1100, 1200 hit points sometimes taken off you. This gun, it's not as deadly in my opinion, which means that it's more prone to being pushed on. You can see just it doesn't look as manly, but looks don't matter always. We are going to be testing this tank in 2 games here, and we're going to see if it actually does work. Now, I guess that it probably is going to work. I think that this gun is it is the same one on the mouse, which means it's still able to get damage out. I've gotten many 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 damage games in the mouse, and I'm pretty sure that this gun will be able to cut it. It's just that, why would you run it? That's the sort of thing. It's like the KV2. Yeah, you could put the other gun on it, but why would you put the other gun on it? There we go. Nice tap. E100 bounced us. That's pretty funny. I had the loaded premium around there, though. I couldn't pen his upper hull. Not upper hull, his lower plate. So that's one penetration we've got. And since we are running this gun, we do out-reload that enemy E100, so we can push into position there. Could not penetrate that mouse. That was unfortunate. We did get a nice angle there at the end, but yeah, we really can't penetrate a mouse. It is kind of weird feeling how quick the reload is on this tank. It's only 11.8 seconds. I'm really not used to having a reload like that. So there we go. Another tap into the E100, and he missed us again. That is pretty not great for him so far. So we've got the E3 coming up this ridge. I don't want to play with an E3. But since we do out-reload that enemy E100, we can pull out and bounce him in the lower plate because, you know, skill. But we'll see if we can deal with him here. I'm going to try and tap this I7, put on our fast reloader here. There we go. Nice tap. Another ricochet right on the hull of our tank. Going to see if we can tap him once again here. We are probably going to be able to get a shell into his lower plate. So we would not have been able to output that shell with the other gun. That is one thing right there. So that is one little itty-bitty thing that we would not have been able to do. So let's push on the enemy E100 now. Alright, I should have shot that there, but there we go. Nice tap into his vehicle. I'm just going to try and face hug him here. That's probably the best advantage I'm going to have. There we go. Nice bounce right in the hull. We're going to tap a standard shell right into his lower plate. We do need support though. As you can see, I am pretty much holding an entire line of tanks. While it is somewhat working, I definitely wouldn't suggest to do it. So there we go. Another tap into that 4100. Another low roll, but really doesn't matter, you know, when he's at that low hit points. But we are bouncing a fair amount of shells here, which is very surprising to me. Let's tap the IS-7. There we go. Wanted to finish him off first. Alright, so this was the first game. We actually did pretty good. We were able to get some damage out. We didn't kill the Sheridan, unfortunately, but that was a good first battle. I got GG out there. I didn't think I was going to be able to type it quick enough, but good first game. 3,490 damage. You actually saw that we bounced a lot of shells, but the question is, was that more skill-based, or was that just the fact that this gun worked? Because in my opinion, if the enemy had penned their shells on me, I would not nearly have been as well off there. I probably wouldn't have been pulling out as much. So there's a bit of that contrast there, because a lot of people were bouncing me. I can't say the enemy IS-7 was the most skilled player. If he had penned those shells on me, I would have been, what, 1,600 hit points down maybe? So it was a little bit more to skill. I think I could have done just as well with the other gun on the E100. But let's try one more match here. Let's see how it does work. So let me know what you guys think. Would you rather run the 128 on the E100 or the 150? Do you think the 128 actually has a greater advantage in that little bit of reload time, a 3-second advantage in reload that makes it worth it while you do drop the DPM? Because I was able to get a couple shots out there where I wouldn't have been reloaded in the normal E100 yet, which actually gave me an advantage. So there is a little bit of advantages and disadvantages. Now, one disadvantage is I can say you have a little bit more armor with the other gun. It's a little bit thicker, and I feel that a lot more shells dunk into it. You can see this gun just makes the turret look very weak and bare. So that's one thing that I do notice about this tank. So let us get into battle. Let's see how the E100 works. I do like this camo though. I do like that about the tank. Do try ratings, try and get that i6 Fearless, guys. I really think that it is a cool tank to get, especially for free. So, but with that aside, let's continue into battle here. E100 is, as we know, not a very fast tank, and I'm going to try and slippy swoop my way through this little spot here, because we're not going to get detected if we go under here. I noticed that my team has got the left side of the map, which is good. Nobody went to the right side, which means nobody's going to be murdered right off the bat at least. Unfortunately, our 62A did trade a 300 damage shell for a 600 damage shell. I wouldn't normally suggest to do that. So we're going to try and come up behind these guys here, maybe get the grill. Hopefully we don't get detected. I don't think we are going to be. That is, oh, okay. So we got the IS-7 right behind us. There we go. Nice tap into the IS-7. Let's put on our fast reloader. I have a feeling that the grill is going to be pushing up behind us. Oh, no, he's not. I actually see the grill over there. So, oh no, they do have two grills. I take it back. I do think that the grill could actually come up behind us. There we go, nice tap into the rear of the IS-7 once again. We are not spotted currently, which is good for us, which is very good. He won't be able to spot us in this position. So we're going to see if we can tap another shell into him here, if he just backs up the slightest bit. No, unfortunately it didn't pen. But the enemy grill is repositioning, which means that we can now push on this enemy IS-7. So we're going to test it out here, see if it actually does work. So here we go. Hopefully nobody pushes on us. Okay, that is a 62A. There we go, nice tap into the 62. That enemy E100 is aiming at us, so I'm going to want to angle it here. Unfortunately, as we did see, the E100 just got such a large amount of heat penetration. There we go, nice tap into the IS-7 there. We would not have been able to get that shell out with the other gun, because of course we would have had a much longer reload. So that is one advantage we have here. I noticed the IS-7 aiming at my teammate, so let's tap him here. Don't really care if the 62A pens us. Again, we wouldn't be getting these shells out. Of course, the IS-7 would be at lower hit points, but actually, we are gaining a little bit of DPM here, just because the amount of time we would have taken to kill that guy would have been a little bit less with this gun. So it actually still is somewhat working. We need to be able to get this grill. Unfortunately, it's not that big 1000 alpha that you really want to expel on a tank like that grill. But it's still a pretty nasty shot, so there's not much going on right now. That is something I want to keep in mind. I want to be very careful to make sure that no enemy targets do just pop out and nail me here. There we go, nice tap into the turret of the grill, if you want to call it a turret. Yeah, that was a pretty lucky tap there. E100's probably going to hit us there, but as you can see, he actually did bounce the shell, which is pretty lucky for us. There we go. We would not have gotten that shell off if we were running the other gun on this tank. So honestly, I think that it is doable. Like, not doable, because you can see we actually are getting out decent DPM. Doable isn't the right word. I think that it is plausible if you wanted to run this gun over the 150 that you could actually run it, because it's doing something. So here we go. Let's see if we can tap the 100. There we go. So now I know that I'm going to out-reload him here. So, well, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I could pretty much just drive right out in the open and not worry about him. So this gun has a much better advantage on the fact that when you shot somebody, you can tap them again before they are tapping you. Now, this guy here, I'm probably not going to be able to tap unless he backs up like that for some reason. But so now we've got the T110E5, who's probably going to die here from the Sheridan. But 2 games, both 3,000 damage games, you were actually able to see the gun did do its job, and most of the scenarios. I still think that the other gun would have done better in probably both of these matches as long as I was a little more patient, but it did work. I didn't even break a sweat, still able to hold a lot of hit points, and we fought the enemy E100. So honestly, I think that if you wanted to run this gun, it's not a bad option. It is, in my opinion, worse. So I'm going to mount the other gun before I do forget on the stream when I'm doing ratings or something. That would really suck. But overall, I actually do think that the other gun is workable. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Which gun would you rather run? Would you rather run the big, strong E100 gun or the smaller Ferdinand/mouse gun? Let me know in the comments down below. But other than that, guys, I hope you are liking this video. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you did. If you didn't, well, you know what to do. Let me know why you didn't like this video in the comments down below. But other than that, guys, I hope you're all doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.